goodness. This is going to be easier getting to the floor. All right, guys, I've already trained. I've already been through my pre-workout stuff, obviously, but Harley wanted me to go ahead and do this and show you guys how to do this. He volunteered to get down here with me on the ground and show you. Now, when I warm up, I lay actually over there, and I have my feet on another sandbag for convenience, but this is the way I've got it set up tonight. I want to let my back relax. So I've already spent probably an hour setting everything up by the time I get out here, so I know I'm going to have microphone problems. Doesn't want to stick anywhere. I've got this foam roller, massage roller. It vibrates like crazy. I don't know if you can hear that, but I normally have it on the lowest setting and under my neck just because that's the way I like it. Get a little bit of vibration going on. I've got the vibration. Thank you for the hug. Thank you. Yes, I saw that. This is going to be fun, isn't it? We finish training. We start eating. That's what he's waiting for. He's pushing me because it's time to eat over there, all the snacks that I brought out. But I lay here, let this thing run. I want my back to relax. I know this thing's got a 15-minute timer, and then I know this runs 15 minutes as well. Now, I will say that the principles of what I'm doing is what I know about the RPR system. I'm not an RPR specialist of any kind. I've just had a couple people walk me through the very, very basics. So they do a lot of stuff just with their fingers, holding their fingers like this, scraping certain parts of their body. A couple of friends said that they use different massage guns like this. I don't understand everything. All I know is that I tend to feel a little bit better, and I use it more of an assessment tool than I do anything else. So I don't know if we're able to hear a lot on this. Basically, I will get this on. I guess I just won't let it run. I will get this on. We'll try and see. Neighbors, turn their light on. Hope I'm not too loud. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I know. Now I've got the implant in my chest right here, and I don't want to hit that at all. I promise you I don't. So what I do is I'll be somewhere around here, and I usually run this on as high as it'll go. And I've got, this is the hardest tip that comes on this thing, so I can control how much pressure it gets, but I run it as fast as it'll go with the hardest tip as it'll possibly go. Now I'm protecting that implant because I don't want to hit it. I start, see, my sternum is here. I go just to the left, under the left side first, and I just roll it up. Okay. I just roll it up down across here. That's not going to be working. But the idea of what I do, what I feel like it is I'm just basically pushing oxygen or blood flow. Okay, if we want to theorize there's something stuck right here, I want to push oxygen and blood flow, whatever it is, from right here up. So I trace just the left side of that pec sternum all the way up till it gets to the clavicle, that little bone there, and then there's that muscle that goes sternal. I want to catch that little muscle that goes from the clavicle up to the neck, and I just run up to the top several times. I look for anything that feels bad or that feels good. Something feels good, I keep doing it. Something feels bad, I keep doing it with caution. Okay, and then I go across the pec like this, and I'm pushing again, blood flow, oxygen, whatever, across that pec, all the way across. I hit the delt, hit the bicep, because I'm training log and sandbags, so a little bit of bicep manipulation doesn't hurt. And then I will run across the tricep because, again, I'm pressing. I look under the armpit on that lat right there. There's a bicep tie-in into the rotator cuff on that lat. I learned when I had a torn bicep, and a massage therapist dug in. It was this bicep, it was this lat, dug in there on that lat. That lit me on fire. So I always search for anything that's tender up under there. I was told by that person that before the bicep tears, you tend to get extremely tender in a little spot up under that lat. So I run all the way down through there. I run down through the ribs here, and I usually have one rib that kind of sticks out. It's a little bit tender. So I look for that rib, and I stick there for a minute, let it run. I go down to where my ribs touch the top of my abs, and I let that run, and I trace that back across. Then I'll switch and go to the other side. Again, I'm protecting my my implant. I'm going up. Sternocleidomastoid. I'm getting that muscle here. I'm going across that pec, pushing the blood, oxygen across the pec. I'll hit the shoulder just because, bicep just because, elbow just because, tricep just because, and then I start hitting on that lat, looking for anything that is sore and tender, and I start working down. Look for the rib that's always funky, dig on it, go down to where the abs connect, and go across. Okay, let me show you how I do that real quick. It'd be cool if you could still hear me. I'm just going up. Set the microphone. I'm pushing across. Again, something feels extra good, spend time on it. Something feels wrong, spend time on it. You want to dig up under the pec, do that. Right now, I'm just increasing blood flow. Hit my tricep a little bit. I'm just looking for anything. Lat's a little sore, so just need sandbags. I'm going to dig across the ribs. There's that rib that sticks out for me. You can hear it when I hit it. At least I can hear it. I'll spend a couple minutes there sometimes. And then I found a little bit lower to where the ribs connect into the abs. And I start digging in there. Look for that tightness there. Dig around the back a little bit too. Then I'm going to the other side. I'm protecting my implant. So I don't want to hit it. It hurts and make me cry. Blood and oxygen up. Sternocleidomastoid. That's a little sore. Spend some time with that later. Spread across the pec, always from the sternum, across the pec, all the way over. I'll get under that pec a little bit, especially this side that I've heard a couple times. Spend some time on this shoulder because sometimes it's my funky shoulder. Again, said this a million times. If it hurts, spend more time on it. If it feels good, spend more time on it. Hit the bicep. Don't forget, if you're doing stones, the bicep begins below the elbow. Don't just massage here, massage down. Hit the tricep because I pressed. Looking for that spot on the lat. I don't feel it, but dig around and look for something. If a bicep's feeling funky or doing a whole lot of stones or sandbags, spend some time there. Spend some time here going down the side. Ooh, look on those ribs. There's going to be all different kind of spots in them ribs. And then spend the time where the rib cage connects to the abs. Look for anything that feels funky. Okay, now big one. Making this for a couple different people. Two different major emails today. Both of them mentioned, or I mentioned, both of you need this. Okay. One of you's having issues with your back, deadlifts. I think you can move faster on the moving events if you're a little bit looser in the hip flexor and the hips and the glutes. Another one of you mentioned a knee that just went kind of funky getting out of bed. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to search for that mid triangle, and I've got a knot on mine, mid triangle on that quad, and it's right where everything kind of splits. So it's going to split partially up towards the groin, and it's going to split the other side over to the hip. Okay, so we're just going to go back and forth, up and down with this running. Find the middle and just let it run up and down, back and forth. Look for anything that feels funky. Okay, after you've done that a little bit, you want to trace, instead of you want to go right down the middle, you find that middle point and bring it straight up the hip flexor. Okay, the hip flexor's in the middle. Okay, you got the groin on the inside. You've got that hip IT band connection here. You get the hip flexor right in the middle. Okay, that hip flexor is what you really want to loosen up. Dig it in there quite a bit, move it around, move the leg around. Again, my legs relax because it's elevated. My lower back is relaxing because it's down. Okay, spend some time, dig on it, and then I will go up just above the pelvis I will dig in. There's a foramen hole in the bone of the pelvis, just in the back, where the nerve comes out. And there are a couple of different connections here, the abs and the pelvis. Dig in and just look for anything that's messed up. Mine's been messed up for a while. It's been feeling good for a few weeks. I'm not going to mess with it too much or complain. Do the same thing with the other leg. Make the triangle, inner, outer. Keep driving there. Find a dead center. Track it up to that hip flexor. Spend the time there. And then go above the pelvis a little bit and dig around under the pelvis, under that hip bone. So my hip bone is right there. I'm going to try to get this under that hip bone a little bit and dig it around if at all possible. Okay, if you got a machine that doesn't like being jammed, cut it off and just press and try and relax. Okay, after that, you want to spend a little bit of time, hit all of the hip bone, everything around that hip bone, all the way down the side. Bring that leg up, roll it over, get all of the glute, trace the glute as much as possible, spend some time on that hip socket. Don't forget that sciatic nerve, spine out of the pelvis, and it'll come out across that hip before it goes down that leg. So sometimes you can just release a little bit of junk around that hip bone. That nerve will feel a whole lot better all the way down your leg. Okay, and for the actual knee, you want to do the same concept as that triangle. You want a dead center knee and triangle out, and then dead center, and just let that thing go down. You want to trace it down. Whatever that is, if that's getting tight around the top of that knee, you're getting pain around the top of the knee, that could easily be that patellar tendon, which connects below the knee, and you're feeling it get stretched right there, and it's being pulled from up here. So you're getting out of bed, you go to stand up, hip flexor and quad up here fires, it tightens it from around the knee, and it's going to tear from around the knee, not up here. But the work has to be done up here. So let me run you through real quick what I do. Full strength. I know my dead center spot. I triangle it. Now that's an issue for me right there because that hip is bothering me quite a bit, and I can feel it all the way down to my toes. I'm going to take it down to the center. I'm going to dig it in and really let that dig in everywhere I possibly can. Again, something feels good, spend time on it. Something feels bad, spend time on it. Above, dig it down a little bit, move a little bit, dig it down. Might want to go pee before you do this. Just a pro tip. Also, on the inside, run it down that abductor on the inside there. I know you don't want to hit your mommy and daddy parts, but I'm not saying this works miracles, but these muscles tear, and quite often if these muscles don't get that, hey, I've been touched, I know that I need to work, they won't work on a squat or a deadlift or a moving event. And when they're not primed and ready to go, they pull when you're doing that event. Roll over to that hip, on the hip bone, circle it down, out and around that entire glute. Look for anything on that glute that might feel funky. The glute ham tie-in, run down the hamstrings along those tendons. Again, this is a big assessment tool as well. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on this other leg real quick. And out, find the triangle, dead center, up the hip flexor. Oh my goodness, that releases my back. My back is tight after training. Dig it up here, dig around. Mommy and daddy farts. That's sore now. Hit the hip, hit that bone, and then start making bigger circles. Get the entire gluteus, glute ham tie-in. I'm always sore there. Right across the hamstrings. And then don't forget that knee. Pyramid, that or triangle, that knee. Look for anything that feels funky. dead center, and walk it down. Walk that little triangle down. Look for anything. You want to stretch it and pull it up. I would do this. I do this before every training session. Every training session. Um, and if I'm doing a bunch of events in a day, and I know there's an event that kind of jacks me up, then I will stop after I finish the event before it, go out and lay down, spend 15 minutes unjacking myself. My legs feel so much better right now. My back feels so much better. You can also, if you have some voodoo floss, um, if you find that you're having issues, let's say in that quad, and you'd open up that quad, you can take one of these and wrap it across the top, or a knee wrap, and another one right across the bottom of that hamstring, 50% strength, and you can lap it on top of each other. It doesn't have to go down. We're not trying to go down. One here and one here, and you can sit here and massage everything in between. You can do your band ham curls. You can do whatever feels good. If your knee is bothering you as well, you need to be able to get some blood into that knee as well as that quad area. So you can easily take a knee wrap or one of these, wrap above. Again, 50% stretch on top of each other. You don't have to go top. You don't need to take one wrap all the way down, and then the other one probably somewhere right about here. Okay, wrapping it around, and then you can do box squats. You can do manipulation. You can go for a walk. You can do whatever you like, trying to force some blood into that area. So, like there was some. Was there anything else, Harley? Was there anything else? Can I have a hug? Can I have a hug? Can I have a hug? Hmm? Hmm? Do I get a hug? Do I get a hug? Come on, that's not a good hug. Give me a hug. There we go. There's the hug. There's the hug. Yeah, you're a good boy. Let's go get some food, okay? Are you hungry? Let's get some food. All right, guys, we have steak to eat. We do. Are you going to let me up? I will get up. Let me up. Okay, I know there's another hug. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It takes me a second to get up. Okay, let's go. There's food to eat. We got to go. Let's try this out this week. That way you're ready when you have to do it.